2024 campaign season is definitely heating up as former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley just put her bid in for president. The former UN ambassador announced that she's running in the upcoming election, becoming the first Republican to challenge former President Donald Trump for the 2024 nomination. Haley spoke about her plans for America's future and why our country needs a new generation of leaders during an official launch event in her home state of South Carolina earlier today.
I've served as governor of the great state of South Carolina and as America's ambassador to the United Nations. And above all else, I'm a grateful American citizen who knows our best days are yet to come if we unite and fight to save our country. I have devoted my life to this fight, and I'm just getting started.
To break this all down, let's bring in ABC News political director Rick Klein, along with White House correspondent MaryAlice Parks. Rick, what do you think the biggest themes were as Haley made her speech?
This is about a new generation for Republicans. It's also about diversity. Frankly, the biggest theme is about winning. I think maybe the most salient point that Nikki Haley made was that Republicans have been losing for a while. She made the point 7 of the 8 last presidential elections that Republicans have lost the popular vote. The idea that turning to someone from another generation, a woman of color, someone with executive branch experience in Washington and serving in the United Nations, as well as in South Carolina as the governor, that's all part of an appeal that she thinks could break things through and maybe provide a different roadmap for a Republican Party that frankly, above all, wants to start winning.
So, MaryAlice, according to 538, we monitor all their data. Polls show that Biden is favored, actually 12% over the former South Carolina governor. And by the display that we saw earlier in Maryland, the president appears very aware that the race for 2024 is heating up. Take a listen.
Sadly, from what I'm hearing from the new leader of the House of Representatives and the new House of Representatives, they're suggesting this cooperation has come to an end. Well, that'd be a big mistake for America. Some of our Republican friends in the House are talking about taking the economy hostage over the full faith and credit of the United States. They say, unless I accept their economic plans, which is totally irresponsible, they're not going to pay the national debt, which took 200 years to accumulate. It's not the debt this year, last year. We cut the debt by $1.7 billion in the last 2 years.
What do you think, MaryAlice? Is Biden in campaign mode?
A little bit. It's sounding more and more like it. He's been doing a number of these speeches, traveling around. He wants to talk about his accomplishments, but he also wants to draw clear contrast with Republicans. Republicans in the House, now in control of the House, and also potentially clear contrast with these Republicans that are starting to, their primary bids to run against him. He thinks he has a really strong message here on the economy in particular, not only with unemployment rates being so low, inflation rates starting to come down, but especially on this idea of taxes and debt and the deficit. Really what we're seeing more and more of from him in this White House is they're calling Republicans hypocrites. They're saying the Republicans are bashing him for big spending, but the Republican plans around taxes, around not helping the middle class would actually increase the deficit. So really he's ready to go on the offensive. We're seeing that more and more. He wants to be putting his plans side by side next to Republican plans. He believes that that's the best way for him forward politically down the road with any re-election campaign, but also right now in this moment when he's working with Republicans in the House.
So, Rick, we've been talking about, back in 2021, Haley said she wouldn't run for president in 2024 if it were against Donald Trump. But now we're seeing the complete opposite. Why now?
Well, she's going to have to answer that question because she's been on a lot of different sides of Donald Trump as a Trump skeptic, a Trump opponent, then serving the cabinet, then predicting his demise, and then coming entirely full circle up until today's announcement. I think the best she can say is that a lot of Republicans have complicated feelings about Trump and the Trump era, and that she feels like she is positioned in this moment. She can also point to the baggage that has accumulated even in the last couple of years as evidence that Republicans might want to look in a different direction. But her record is going to be fair game, and her service to Trump, as well as her previous statements, will all be part of things. Donald Trump took notes. His campaign is going to be circulating all of that, and Donald Trump, I'm sure, is ready to bring all of that directly to Nikki Haley sooner rather than later.
All right, MaryAlice, stay there because it is time to hold Rick accountable here. Since the campaign season is starting up, we have a new edition of Stump Rick Klein. See, we would never do this to MaryAlice, so you can just laugh and have fun, MaryAlice, as we give Rick a hard time. See, he's already sweating on his brow. I can see it. All right, Rick, we now have 2 Republicans officially in the 2024 field. 2016 was the last cycle with an open Republican primary. So here's the question. Who was the first Republican to announce a run for president the last time there was an open Republican primary?
I think Ted Cruz is the answer to this. I think he's the one that got us started in 2015.
I told you, Josh, he would know. I told Josh you would know. Yep, Josh just said we should have come up with a harder one.
It's okay. I like easy ones, too. But, yes, Cruz got it started. In fact, just yesterday, he said he's not going to be running this time around. It's kind of interesting because there were so many candidates out there last time. It's quite possible that, that Donald Trump is the only 2016 candidate who gives it a go out of all those 16 or 17 this time around.
See how he's smiling? Rick Klein,
I like easy
MaryAlice
questions.
Sparks.
Thank you.
Yes, don't we all? You guys just have to ask the difficult ones. That's the perfect thing, as long as you guys hold the president accountable. All right. Thanks, guys.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.